Good afternoon. We are the Snake Game team, Daniel Joachin, Daniel Rubio, and Hugo Rocha. We implement the classic Snake Game in which your main objective is to collect all the food that is inside to the map to grow and be able to win this game. But we can also lose if you touch any edge of the map or if you touch your own tail. We wanted to implement more things to the game to make it a bit more difficult. So we added enemies that can steal food and to take away points, or simply eat you to lose the game. So that's all the explanation of the game.
In the architecture, we implemented an API called Evitan. It's a game engine for 2D games, which gives us a game element which allows us to paint and draw over a small window. This with this we can draw aspects like the snake, the enemy's snake, the background, the GUI, and all that.
We made a small flow diagram just to show the how the game goes, and it's just basically obtaining the inputs from the user for the amount of food and enemies. From there, we're just gonna create both the player thread and enemies thread. And from that, we're just gonna be basically checking for if the player is moving into a different direction, if it crashed, did he eat the food, and pretty much the same for the enemies. They're just gonna be randomly doing actions. After everything, we're gonna check if all the food has been eaten, and in case the player was the one who consumed the most food, then he's gonna win. Otherwise, he's gonna lose. Now to go to the code. We're just gonna go quickly over this in the main file, main.go. We just ask for the inputs of the user, and we use the v10 method to run the game, which you can see in the function main. After that comes game.go, which is pretty much our basic structure, what uses everything. We have a method to start the game, where you're going to start the enemy threads, the player thread. After that, when we update our game in each frame, we're going to be checking for collisions. Did the player eat a food? We're going to be passing information to the GUI to update data and that sort of stuff. And we're going to be drawing everything. In GUI.go, it's pretty much just showing the information like the score of the player. We're going to be showing how many enemies are alive, that sort of stuff. And of course, we're going to be showing the game over screen, whether you won or lost. For food.go, it's also pretty simple class, just pretty much randomly selecting one of the sprites for the food and making it appear randomly inside of the screen boundaries you can see there. So the next part is also one of the heftiest one of the heavy parts of the code. It's the function of the player snake. Basically, we're going to be asking how many points does the player have, how big his body is, which is going to be obviously determined by how much food he has eaten. We're going to be drawing the sprites. We're going to be detecting the inputs from the user to know what direction he's going to go. We're checking for if he crashed into the boundaries of the screen. And at the bottom of it all, we just pretty much have functions to get data like the position of the head, position of all of the body parts, and that sort of stuff. Finally, for enemy.go, it's pretty much mostly the function of the player snake. The only big difference is that it cannot crash on the screen boundaries. It's programmed to avoid them, and it's going to choose its actions randomly. That's it. We're going to go to the demo.
For the demo of the code, we have two ways of running the program. The first is manually with go get and the library ev10, and then go run main with the number of food tiles we want on our game and the number of enemies. The other way is with make run, which does both of commands automatically. Let's try the game. As you can see, we have the snake and the enemy snake and one tile of food, and we win the game when we the most food. Then we can test our game by killing snakes. We can win the game. Oh damn. We can
You
lose
didn't
or
save the
crash.
file. Yeah.
We won because we kill all the snakes. And finally, we can run our game like pretty standard arguments. And then we can try to eat all the food or kill all the snakes. And that's it. Now for our key learnings.
So one of the things that I think we all learned was pretty much using this editing library, which made things a lot easier for drawing and updating, just making the development of this 2D game much easier.
Another thing that we all learned was about multi-trading. I think this topic very interesting, and of course this great simple language called Golem that make all the things easier.
Also, we learn how multi-threading with coroutines like channels improve our program performance. Also, how this project really helps to showcase how a programming language is well developed and efficient at certain things.